Hey guys, welcome back to Barley Hops and Tabletops. Gonna do a little something different today. We're gonna build something. We're gonna build a dice tower. Now this guy I probably over-engineered a little bit. It's built out of 1x4s and screws, so you could probably throw this off the bridge and it'd be just fine. For our purposes, gonna make it a little more cost-effective. So we got ourselves a 2x2 half-inch plywood from local hardware store, and we're gonna give it a go. So first step, we're gonna measure some stuff out, map it out here, and see what we got. Okay, so we're all measured up here. We've got everything laid out. You're gonna see most of it's about 3.5 inches wide. It's because we were using the 1x4s before, with a couple variations over here to the side, but I'll take some pictures. I'll post them in the video as well, so you can get an idea of the measurements. Alright guys, here we have the measurements for you. Something to keep in mind is I left a little space in between each piece. That's for the saw, whether it be a jigsaw, circle saw, whatever you're going to be using to cut this thing. It's gonna tear out some wood, so you want to leave a little space in between, a little margin for error. See, I got some 7 3/4 here. Those are by 3.5 for the 1x4s. You got the 7, this is going to be the back. You have the 8, that'll be the bottom. Over here you got the 5, that's the top front of the dice tower. Here you have the side runners at 1.5 by 4.5. You have a 5 by 1.5, that's the very front, that's kind of the kicker for the dice. And then these 3 are your internal slats that are going to bounce the dice around, give you a good roll. Okay guys, so we have our measurements now. Next steps are going to make the cuts. First thing I'm going to do is take a big ripper right through the about the third of that board, make it a little smaller, easier to turn, easier to cut, just more manageable. From there, I'm going to be making the cuts on the actual pieces for the dice tower. Now you'll see me use an X-Acto knife. I'm going to run that along the lines I've drawn out, and really what that's going to do is keep the wood from chipping up as you run the saw along it. So let's get to work. Okay guys, we've made all our cuts. We're looking pretty good here. Next step is to do some light sanding and assemble the frame of the dice tower. One other thing we'll see me doing is I'll be taking the edge off some of the internal components, those 3 panels that it hits off of. And what we're doing there is we want to make a nice flat surface so it can sit at an angle on the inside. Get yourself a good one. Alright you guys, sorry about that. Dropped the phone, ran out of battery, ran out of daylight, and got a little caught up in the Padre game. Padres win, love it. Did finish off the dice tower for the most part. Missing this front face piece, I do have it right here. That will be the last step. You can see I put the slats in there, I put some nails in, kind of offsetting angles to make sure there's no swivel in them. Now, I'm going to want to put a piece of felt down in here and stain it. Well, stain it first, you don't want to stain the felt. So I want to stain this up, put some felt down, and then I'll add that face piece on here just because it's going to be so much easier to get into those little nooks and crannies before that's on there. I put it on first on my last version, and I was jamming Q-tips down there, jamming my hand in weird ways, jamming fingers, it was bad. Anyway, stain, felt, put the face on, and you got yourself a kickin' dice tower. Alright, I'm Matt from Barley Hops and Tabletops. Appreciate you checking us out.